Good morning, good morning, good morning. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. It is Saturday, July 1st, so you know what time it is. It's Wax Gaming Weekly Recap time, where we try and go through all the top information over the last week, maybe 2 weeks, and then what's coming up here in the near future. First of all, I want to apologize for not getting one of these out last week. I was out of town for a while and didn't really have a chance to go ahead and do the recording. I actually got back late that last weekend, so I wasn't available to do it on Saturday. So I apologize for that, but we're back at it. We're back trying to do this every single week, give you the information on Saturday mornings that you want if you don't have time to go through all the videos and all the Discords and all the details from the past week. There's a lot to cover, so we're going to go ahead and jump in here, starting off with FGL and the 3 games that are along there. Over this past week, Cosmic Clash kicked off their newest season, so that is now up and running. It's a nice addition. What they've been doing with this, or at least what I hope they're doing with this, is they're doing the season that's roughly about 4 weeks. During the down season, they're doing the King of the Hill tournament and then preparing back for another season. I think that's a good mix of the different types of game strategies and gameplay within the game itself. So this is nice to have this kicked off there. So go ahead and check it out. They have some great prizes that are available. I did a video on this yesterday to allow you to go ahead and just really, if you're not familiar with what Cosmic Clash is, walked you through all the details, at least the initial gameplay of it. We got some more videos coming here in the near future for Cosmic Clash. So definitely check those out. In addition to that, they also kicked off a dice tournament this past week in Mecha World. And this is similar to, I did a full video on this, a similar one when they did it with Alien World. This is a slightly different one. There's still the 100 FGL to go ahead and buy in, but instead of trying to win TLM from Alien Worlds, you are actually winning FGL, and they are giving away a lot of FGL. The top 40 ranking on the dice tournament will win something. So if you put 100 in and you make it in the top 40, you're getting 300 back. So it's some great prizes that they have for Mecha World and the FGL community. In addition to that, Outlaw Troopers is continuing to go through. They got just through the second week here recently. The one thing I did want to note with this is because of the new the new access pass that costs FGL to go ahead, which is great because you get a lot of great bonuses from it. The tiers for the prizes for the season has jumped up significantly. We are week 2, or just finished week 2, and we're already on tier 8. This is roughly where they normally end the season at, which is crazy to think about. If we continue at this pace, we'll easily get up to tier 11 by the end of the season. I say easily, but we may get up to tier 11, which has some really great prizes. If you take a look, I'm going back to tier 8. Take a look. I am currently 31st, and if the season ended right now, I get a rare trooper, 2 common troopers, and 9 quits. If we go all the way up to tier 11, I get 3 commons instead of 2, and I get 12 quits. So it's a nice jump just from playing the game. I like that they do that. They encourage people to go ahead, and they reward people for using the different FGL. That's enough on FGL. Let's go ahead and move on to Danu Games, Avalon the game. They are still in the alpha phase. They continue to rack up the updates. They just posted this past week as far as a ton of updates that have been added, and they continue to add them all the way through Thursday. So they're continuing to make updates to it. They just dropped their July pass. So if you're interested in playing the game, there is a July pass available. The details are still yet to come with that. And actually, they may be posted by the time you're watching this video. So there's a lot of information coming there. I just love the fact that they're continuing to develop, continuing to give us full access to alpha, being able to watch it. Basically, an RPG game being built. Usually we just get it once it's past alpha and beta, and we just get to go ahead and jump in there. We're actually watching it and building it and getting rewards for doing that. Whole side tangent. We won't continue on that, but go ahead and check out the July pass. I encourage you to, if you haven't had a chance to go ahead and try Avalon, you should. And more people that are trying it, the more good press it's getting. So you might as well get involved and test it out, see if you like it. All right, next we got Wombat. Just a quick note here that I wanted to mention. Not a lot has come out around the Dungeon Worlds, which is a little disappointing from my side. I'm really hoping they start providing some updates on that and rolling out more of that, because I think it was supposed to be out in June. But I did want to highlight that they've made a slight adjustment to the staking for the VIPs. They have two different types of stakings. They have the flexible ones, which means you can stake it and pull it out roughly whenever you want. And then you have the locked ones, which is locked for a certain period of time, but you also get some additional rewards from it. They did announce that if you do go ahead and jump into any of the VIP rankings, if you go in the flexible side, that's the one that you can pull in, pull out anytime you want, there's a 3-week wait period before you get any of the rewards. They have changed it if you go ahead with the VIP, the locked side. If you go ahead and put 200K in there, you're automatically a VIP 5, and you automatically get the rewards from it. I think they were having an issue previously where people were putting 200K in there, getting the rewards for VIP 5, pulling it out right away, putting it in another one, getting the rewards, and continuing to get the rewards. So that's why they put that in there as far as the wait period in order to get your rewards, the 3-week wait period. 3-week wait period, but the lock doesn't have that. So just want to make sure everybody is aware of that one. Taco is their Cryptia Season 4. They announced this week that they are going to go ahead and do some additional events with Alien Worlds. This went over really well in Season 3, so I wanted to make sure that everybody's aware of this. So you got some cool things that are coming very shortly. The first event's going to kick off here on July 19th, so you still have a few weeks to prepare for that. But there's a lot of TLM that's at stake here. Always a fun event. Always when they have these special events coming in there. So this is going to be a lot of fun. Next on the list, we have Nova Pangea. They're doing a different spin on their pack breaks. If you're not familiar with their pack breaks, essentially what you do is they normally have a 6 slots that you can buy into. They do an hour-long stream for it. Even if you're watching and you don't buy into it, you have a chance to win prizes. So it's usually those 6 people that are getting the rewards for the pack breaks, plus a few giveaways to the audience. They are trying something new here. They're going to have 36 spots available. It's going to be a tournament style where you go ahead and you go through it. And then the people that win the different brackets win additional cards, these awesome gold legendary cards, which I don't have one, but I'd love to get one. And then at the end, the top winner out of all the groups is going to get a mythic. So it's a neat addition. So there's no matter what, there's going to be a mythic that's given away, and no matter what, there's going to be 6 legendaries that are given away. So it's a neat concept. I'm curious to see how this one goes. It will be on July 11th. I'll be tuning in. I hope you're tuning in. It's an interesting one. Next on the list, we have a new game that's coming out here, and it's a skill-based game from a very familiar studio that many of us know. And I must say that I'm very happy that they're coming out with a skill-based game and not another clicker. You all know how I felt about the last game that they came out with, not naming any names. This one I'm excited about because it's a skill-based, it's a pixel-based, a lot of things that people really enjoy. You run around, you're attacking, it's an RPG style. So I'm excited for this one to come out because I want to give it a test. Hear from Metasource Games. Josh is really pushing this one. So like I said, it's nice to have just a skill-based game coming out from that team. So keep an eye out for more on that one. Our Planet is pushing a new season that just kicked off yesterday, June 30th. More on the Binance side. And curious if they're going to be shifting more in that direction here in the future, away from Wax, more on Binance. But since they are historically a Wax game, I wanted to mention Our Planet in the new season that's coming out. The Adventure Guild had a ton of updates come out last weekend. If you're playing, it's definitely improving the game quite a bit. Not going to go through all the details, but they do have quite a bit of updates out there. Realm is doing a research event this weekend, which is big if you're going ahead and playing the game for that one. They still have a number of events before the end of the season, so keep pushing for that one. Forsaken also just did yesterday their triple claim event. They do this roughly a month or two, and it's a big event that went ahead and happened yesterday on the 30th. And then we have ZOS they're starting to prep for their Era 4. And some of the prep work, they have solar panels that are coming out. Really interested to hear more about this Era 4 because I showed this previously. It looks like it's more of an action, you're moving around game instead of just a clicker, which I'm really excited for them because I love the genre. I love the team behind it. So I'm hoping, big hopes for Era 4 here. So more to come on that one. And then we have Unlinked, still ignoring their audience. We're going to skip over that one. Yeah, that's a whole other topic. And then we got Zombie Coin's got some. The reason I'm highlighting this one for Zombie Coin is they have a huge update coming out here in August that's highlighted here as far as exciting news. More to come on that. There's more regions that are coming out there. Lots of things to explore. Lots of things to chase. A breeding system. Very interesting to keep an eye on this one. So I'm curious what they're coming out with everything, and I'll have more on that once it comes out. And then we got Dahoot Valley. This is I keep mentioning this because I love the concept behind it, but again, please understand it is a risky one also. They announced that they are starting their development for the new version of Dahoot Valley. They are trying to steer more towards a SimCity-esque type of approach, which was the original concept from the original team, but they fell flat on their face with it. Please remember that, again, this is a new team that is working on this. So I have high hopes for this personally because I love SimCity. So I'm hoping this actually works out the way it's supposed to. Again, very risky, so don't just dive into it head first. Understand that there's still a lot of risk because it did fail the initial time with a different team. I have to keep emphasizing that it was a different team. So keeping an eye on this one. Million on Mars. Whew. Unfortunately, sometimes when we do these updates, we got to give some drama that goes along with it too. If you're not aware of it, Million on Mars announced this week that they're going to be shifting to a subscription model, which is a tough pill to take for most of the players. There are some diehards that have already jumped in and paid for the subscription, but there's 3 tiers to the subscriptions that they're offering. A $5 version, a $20 version, and a $50 version that you pay monthly. And unfortunately, there are a lot of restrictions if you decide not to go with that. I think you can still pull your Dusk out. I think you can still pull your gear out and exit the game if you choose to. I know initially you couldn't, and I think they changed it. But this has caused a lot of drama and a lot of conversations within the community. I understand it is a bear market. I understand there's a lot of projects that are struggling. I feel you. We've seen a lot of projects close out that have solid teams but small teams and just didn't have the revenue to go ahead and continue forward. It looks like Million on Mars is facing the same issue. So be aware of that if you're playing it or you took a break from playing it just for one reason or another. When you come back to Million on Mars, there is a subscription model that goes with it now. It is a monthly. It's not a one-time. It is a monthly. So if you go for that VIP, you're paying $50 a month. There are rewards that go along with it too that I'm not going to dive into it. But this brought up an interesting question that I was going to do a whole other video on it, but I'm not sure if I'm going to do that yet. I asked in the community if your favorite project is struggling, which would you rather do? Either they do a subscription model, either they do some other type of model, a battle pass maybe, a pack drops, just wait and do no future development. And I did this poll on Twitter, and I was not necessarily surprised that 45% of people that voted for the do nothing pause updates. This, depending on the game, this may be a viable solution. In my personal opinion, it's not the best because you're losing features and you face a whole lot of other struggles once you ramp back up. But I wasn't super surprised to see that. I did a follow-up question on Thursday because I was curious because so many people said that. My next question was, how long would you wait for them not to do updates in order to go ahead and exit the game if it takes too long? I was really surprised and a little concerned about the response to this, and I'm curious in the comments down below. Let me know your thoughts on this. Out of all those time frames, most people, 33%, said for their favorite game, if they don't get an update in a week, they're exiting. That's scary. That is scary for your favorite game that you're going to go ahead and exit after a week of no updates. It's unfortunately it's not a positive thing, especially if it's your favorite game. I don't know if it's more towards there's just not a lot of good games in their mind on the Wax blockchain, or they're moving on. They're moving on quickly. So in the comments down below, let me know what you think about that. 33% said 1 week. I understand a little bit more about the 1 month. I would probably be in the 3+ month range. If I chose, maybe depending on the game, if it's my absolute favorite game and they have a lot in there, I may go 6 months, but I'd probably say 3 months before I would exit. Just surprised about the 1 week. So let me know in the comments below. What I don't want to start any drama. No drama down there. Don't want to talk about A Million on Mars and their situation. More focused on the what would you do, and are you surprised that people are only giving their favorite game? And I made sure I highlighted in there, assuming it's your favorite game, a 1 week before they move on. I hope you all have a great day. I didn't want to end on a negative note, but that was probably the biggest news out of this past week as far as the subscription model. So I wanted to go ahead and highlight it. Let me know if I missed any updates. Again, I'm still trying to catch up from being away. I hope you all have a fantastic weekend, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.